As I lie here dwelling on the twin flame journey, my mind begins to wander over the different experiences that we, as masculine men trying to get to our divine state of being, encounter along the way. Divine masculine is more than just a trendy buzzword. It's a state of being that represents the highest expression of masculinity. It's about embracing vulnerability, taking responsibility, and being unapologetically yourself. And when it comes to relationships, the divine masculine has a unique perspective on dealing with toxic females. You know, many men struggle to navigate relationships with toxic women. They get caught up in the drama, the emotional manipulation, and the guilt trips. It's like being trapped in a never-ending cycle of anxiety and frustration. And let's be honest, it can be incredibly draining on our emotional well-being. We feel like we're walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next explosion will come. It's like living with a ticking time bomb, and it's exhausting. When we're dealing with toxic females, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to fix them, that we need to be their heroes. But the truth is, we can't fix them, and we shouldn't try to. Our job is to fix ourselves, to work on our own emotional intelligence, and to set healthy boundaries. Because when we do that, we take away their power to manipulate and control us. And let's talk about the emotional toll it takes on us. The anxiety, the stress, the feelings of inadequacy. It's like being trapped in a never-ending nightmare. And sometimes, we might even start to wonder if we're the problem, if we're the ones who are somehow broken or defective. But that's just not true. We are not the problem. The toxic behavior is the problem. In relationships with toxic females, the divine masculine knows that he can't change her, but he can change how he responds to her. He knows that he needs to set boundaries, to communicate his needs clearly, and to prioritize his own emotional well-being. He knows that he can't pour from an empty cup, and that he needs to take care of himself first. You know, toxic females often have certain traits that are common to many of them. They might be overly dramatic, emotionally manipulative, or even narcissistic. And when we're dealing with these traits, it's essential to remember that they're not a reflection of our worth as men. We need to separate their behavior from our own self-worth, and that's where the divine masculine comes in. The divine masculine knows that he can't control her behavior, but he can control how he responds to it. He knows that he needs to stay grounded, to stay calm, and to stay centered in the midst of the storm. And when he does that, he takes away her power to manipulate and control him. One of the most powerful insights I've gained from the divine masculine perspective is the importance of not taking things personally. When we take things personally, we get caught up in the drama, and we start to internalize their toxic behavior. But when we don't take things personally, we can see the behavior for what it is, a reflection of their own insecurities and fears. And that's incredibly liberating. I remember a story about a man who was in a relationship with a toxic female. She was constantly criticizing him, belittling him, and making him feel small. But one day, he realized that he didn't have to take it personally. He realized that her behavior was a reflection of her own insecurities, and that he didn't have to internalize it. And when he stopped taking it personally, he stopped being reactive, and he started being responsive. He started setting boundaries, communicating his needs clearly, and prioritizing his own emotional well-being. And in the end, he was able to break free from the toxic cycle. In the end, the divine masculine perspective on toxic females is all about taking responsibility, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our own emotional well-being. It's about recognizing that we can't change her, but we can change how we respond to her. And when we do that, we take away her power to manipulate and control us. So, what's your experience been like with toxic females? Have you struggled to set boundaries, or have you found a way to take back control? Share your experiences in the comments below, And if you want to learn more about relationships and personal growth, be sure to check out my video on the 5 signs of a toxic relationship. Thanks for watching.